and I also have for cloud storage. So, and I've got Google Drive too, and there's different things in each one of them. So it's more of compartmentalizing. You're just going to have to control what you give access to, but they're going to have access to a whole lot of stuff, but perhaps not the stuff that's super secret. And that's just going to be your decision on that one. So good morning, everybody. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, George.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I am
Caesar, what's the matter?
excited.
Come here.
This is going to be a lot of fun. I got a lot going on today. This is actually the beginning of an entire series that's built for you, and it's already on the calendar. It's slated. I'll cover what we're going to cover every single Tuesday, except for one thing. I will tell you this, that the Friday after Thanksgiving at 9 a.m., there will be a Zoom call, and I will walk you all through how to make the perfect after Thanksgiving sandwich. All right. People have asked me for this again and again. I'm going to share it with you. It's a secret recipe. So Friday, 9 a.m. after Thanksgiving, I will be sharing that. The rest of the calls on Tuesdays, it's really kind of a series base. We're building you into your business in 2022. And I laid it all out. I used Trello. Actually, I used Trello to organize it and then put it in the right order. And I'm really excited to bring it to you. God, I got a whole bunch to share. I'll give you guys a sneak peek of something coming up towards the end of the call after we're done with this. Let's do some housekeeping real quick, and then we're going to get started. Joe, what do you got? Anything good for us?
Yes, I have a class suggestion for you guys. For today, we have Icon Series Master Your Calendar, Master Your Career. In this class, you will learn how to utilize your calendar like a professional. That would be at 3 p.m. Eastern.
That's, I don't know how you get them, Joe, but you're always on top, on point with these. That is perfect because actually that's, let me scroll down and find out where that is. That's a couple weeks down the road, but we are absolutely November 30th. We're going to be focusing on time management, which is critical to your success. So what would, thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. Right on there. Listen, if you could do it, put your faces on because I need the positive energy. You'll see me. I got my camera up here. I look down here and I'm looking over here and it's really bright out in this room. Normally it's a little bit darker, but I got every window open. God, I love Florida in the wintertime. Just charges me up looking out over the pool. All right. Tiffany, you got anything for the greater good, or did you already go off to drop off the children?
No, I actually don't. Joe took care of it. Where is he? Right there. Joe took care of it.
All right, cool.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday.
So let me open up the chat box so I can see what everybody's got going on there. Use the chat box as best you can. If you need to have a conversation or something that you want topical brought up, we will go through and we'll take a look at all of it. This is the GPS group, Agents Helping Agents. Don't forget that. This is about your personal goals and what's important to you. That's why we're here. That's what we do. That's what we're really good at. And this is going to be about what is important to you. Today, this is the Keep It Simple class. And this class is all about you. And the first thing we're going to do for this next couple series, first thing we're going to do, we're going to focus our energies on what's going on inside of you, how you're thinking about yourself, some things there's an exercise for you to do afterwards. It's a private one. We'll kind of walk you through it, but I want you all to have real clarity on your main priorities and what they are, because with that, we're going to feed that into our business planning, into what our world looks like in 2022. And I'm going to run you through some exercises. So let's see. I wrote this down because I truly believe this. I heard this in a book that I'm reading, which is phenomenal. And it is goal setting is the #1 most important indicator of success. Let me say that again. Goal setting is the #1 most important indicator of success. Think about this. If you don't have a goal, now remember, you can have many goals, but if you don't have a goal, you're basically a boat with no rudder. You're just kind of floating around. There isn't a place to go. But if you have a clear goal, if you know what you want, it's like having the boat with a rudder and a captain and a map and a compass. The #1 indicator of success, and this was studied by Brian Tracy, and that's the book I'm reading, and I forgot the name of it because it's on my audio, but I'm going to share it with you guys because it's just so powerful. Maximum Achievement, that's the name of the books. Maximum Achievement. If anybody has the opportunity, please put it in there. Susan, that's cool. We get it. The camera doesn't work. But again, guys, if you can put your camera on, do. I want to see you. Your faces make a difference to me. Red, good to see you as always. Deborah, hello. Miss Lede, how's your hip, Karen? You good? I ran in, I was getting my knees looked at. She's there wobbling along. She's got a new hip. Good for you. Glad to do it. Sorry, that may be personal, so I may have just shared that out there. Hi, Liz. How are you? Style, Michelle, good to have you. Delaney, always. Miss Debbie's on the call. Who else? Susan, Gary, Tiff. Well, I knew Tiff was there. Claire, hi, how are you? If you put them on, guys, give me your faces. It's going to help. So today we're talking about keeping it simple. We're talking about you. As I said, goal setting is the number one most important indicator of success. You're going to need to have goals. Now, these goals give you something you're going to shoot for. We're going to cover more on goals next week because this week it's really all about you. So I want to ask you guys this question. When you think of you in your mind, what do you see? No, think about that. So some of us are like, you have in your mind, you're like, I know who I am. I know who I'm supposed to be. I know what I'm going to do. But when you think of you in your mind, are you healthy? Are you happy? Are you sad? Do you even have a vision for yourself for what you know you can be, your potential? Now, some of us do and some of us don't. And that's totally okay if you don't, because our goal is going to try and help you get an idea of all the awesomeness that's inside of you today. So this is going to be fun. I want to do an experiment. And for anybody that's brave enough to do it, yeah, please just put it in the chat or raise your hand. I'll call on you when we're done. I want to know, how do you feel right now? So think about this. Right now, how are you feeling? You feeling happy, sad, bored? Do you have like no feelings at all? So I'm energized. I'm energized. I'm like really, really excited for this conversation. So I know what's coming. So I'm happy. Y'all may be sitting there and you don't really have a feeling inside of you, and that's okay. But think about how you're feeling right now. Are you just, I'm kind of apathetic. I don't feel great. I don't feel bad. I don't feel good. I don't feel horrible. I'm just kind of, I'm in a class. I'm watching somebody go on and on. I want to share this with you guys. I want you to watch this. Let me get this pulled up real quick. All right. So check this out. Watch this and imagine this is you. Now imagine that's you. And at the very end, she looks up at you and she goes, "Thank you. I was so scared." How do you feel if it were you right now? Different than before? Do you feel that sense of, that was a good thing? I felt good about doing that. Some of you may not. And it isn't an indication of who you are or if it feels any different. The thing is, though, that a thought can actually improve how you feel in quite a few of us. In fact, and I look at Claire because she's like, I don't feel any different because she feels the same way all the time. And what I mean by that is, Claire, I think that there's some authenticity to this, that your faith and spiritual base allows you to feel positive and optimistic all the time because we know God's got it in control. Is that a fair statement? Right on. Cool. Thank you. What I'm getting at is that your mind is able to actually input or influence how you feel, how you look at things. That I watched that and I could feel myself getting welled up because this is something I would want to do. If I saw somebody, can you imagine that woman standing in that road, afraid? There's cars zipping by her. Nobody's stopping. She's alone and she's afraid to move, but she can't go backward. And somebody stops and helps her across the street. And she looks up at them and she says, "Thank you so much. I was so scared." That's a very selfless act, but in doing that act, you actually start to feel better. And we were just watching it on video. For me, I actually had improved my physical feeling of myself, of what was going on in my world. Do not lose sight of the fact that you can put into your mind whatever you choose to have there. It doesn't have to be, "Oh, this didn't work." It could be, oh my God, I got such a great lesson from this. Now I know what not to do. This is, I see the Godfather on here, and Steph, give me 1 second. And this is like so in his realm because he influences me constantly on this one. But this is really going to be about you, and we're going to get to the work in just a second. I want you guys to get the idea that you can change how you feel. You can change your physical feeling by what you put in your brain, what you allow in your brain, what you see. Looking at my children does it to me all the time. It makes me happy. Steph, you had something to add?
Yes. I wanted to, you know how back in the days we would pay it forward, like that's one of the things that, and so yesterday I had the opportunity to do that and it felt so good. I was at Panera Bread and a customer, he was like probably in his 80s, 70s, I don't know, he's very old, and his gift card was expired. I'm like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And he's like, no. And then his wife came up and she's like, thank you. It's $10. You know what I'm saying? But you guys actually challenged me to give back. And so it's a great feeling when you do that. So
how'd that make you feel?
Good, really good.
Yeah, right. It's funny. It can change your entire day. Something as simple as a video that we just watched for a couple of seconds. One of my favorites that motivates me all the time is the one where the guy's got the guy on his back and he's carrying him. We've all watched that before. That just energizes me that we can do more than we possibly give ourselves credit. But to do that, we have to have a pretty good inventory of ourselves. And that's what we're going to cover today. So let's see if I can make this work. Yay, it does. Excellent. So just double checking on this one. Here is a worksheet, and we're going to play around with this one. This is for you all. It's for you guys to have, and we're going to touch base on it real quick. I'll show you what it looks like so you don't have to jump on it right now. This is not something you absolutely need to do instantly. In fact, I'd say just listen through this and let's kind of work through this together and talk about what we're going to be doing with it. But this is basically the areas of focus. And there's a couple different things. Hold on 1 second, guys. Everybody say hi, Jackie. Do you need me on?
Hi, Jackie.
No, I forgot you were leading a class.
Bye. Love you too.
Oh, beautiful.
I love doing that to her. It embarrasses the heck out of her. This is for you. And we're going to cover this. It's in the chat box, so you guys have it as well. I just wanted you to see what it looks like a little easier than me just holding it up. But what I'd like to suggest that we want to do today is you need to have some focus on you, on what's important to you. And I put down some categories that I think are really, really critical, like obviously business, financial, health, family and relations, and spiritual growth. And there's a couple blank spots for whatever you want. You're going to find that there's some areas where there's nothing you want to keep doing, or there's nothing that you want to be more intentional about. However, you will find, I think, without reservation, that there's things you're going to stop doing and things that you want to start doing. It's funny. Stop is the easiest one at which to work on. So the keeping doing, let's go through the different categories, the different things that we've got in here and we'll use business as an example, but I want you to take this a little bit deeper. Remember how you changed how you just felt by watching that video and imagining it was you helping that lady? When you get to a part of part of this where there's, oh God, I really want to stop doing that, or I need to be more intentional. Don't go that way. Say, this is an opportunity, and go up with your thought process on this, because it'll be amazing what you can add to start doing. So the keep doing is things that are going to support the vision of who you really are, of who you know you are. I asked you earlier, I said, who do you see yourself as? Who are you truthfully? For me, I'm a very successful business person who has an incredible family life and a faith-based life that's growing further, more and more. And I come from contribution always. Now, I would say that I have to stop my negative talk, and Fred helps me with that now and again, and what I'm saying and how it comes across. I have to stop that in my business. Oh, I can't do that, or I shouldn't do that. But what I have to start doing is I have to plan more towards my goals. That's my business. I know who I am business-wise. Financial, health, family. For me, I'm a very thin man. Tony DeFalco and I are both very thin men. Perhaps not there yet, but we're getting there. You have to have a clear vision of who you are. Do you know that your subconscious, if you know something's true, your subconscious, you keep it in your mind. The reason, I'll use Tony as an example. The reason Tony, for all of you that don't know, Tony's gone from way, way heavy to extremely in shape, and he's not done yet. The reason he's able to do this is it's a very big part of who he is, and he keeps that positive vision of who he's going to be top of mind. And his subconscious, along with his conscious mind, are working together to get him to where he's going to be. This is the power of the subconscious mind. So y'all consider this. Your vision of yourself is so important. And that's part of what we're working on here. Who is you? What do you have to keep doing, be more intentional, stop doing, and start doing to be more authentically you? If you're crossing the street and all of a sudden you hear a car out of the left side of your ear, your body turns, you look at this car, you instantly make a decision faster than you can think. And your body says very, very quickly, this car is way too close. It's 60 miles an hour. And every muscle in your body jumps back and you jump out of the way of the car and you save yourself. It was not thought about. Your subconscious took care of that for you. Your subconscious is more powerful, more fast, more efficient at really getting you to where you need to be for safety and for goals than your conscious mind is. Now, that's a tough one to think about, but I want you guys to consider that there's probably a little bit of truth to that. Think about this. This is your conscious mind working your muscle reflexes. I'm going to thread a needle. I mean, it's a labor of effort to get that there. Yet you took your entire body, all toes, feet, hands, ankle, belt, everything, and jump back to save you. Subconscious is more powerful. What you think you are, if you truly hold that in your mind, is where your body's going to go, where your mind is going to go, where your energy is going to go. So if you have a good idea of what you need to do and who you authentically are, you're going to get there. This is a big part of making sure that you're aligned with what is true for you. There's some of us out there, myself included, I'm not a big fan of prospecting. I'm using business as an example. So of me prospecting 3 or 4 hours a day while I've done it before is not really authentically me. I'm more of a person, a people person. I would enjoy conversations with people I'm in a relationship with. You need to know who your authentic person is, because we're going to build your business to be representative of who you are and where you will be. But I need you in your mind to have that thought process. So I've got 3 or 4 different categories. Keep doing more of, be more intentional, stop doing, and start doing. The keep doing, it supports your vision of yourself. The be more intentional, this is something you're perhaps doing 50% of, you'd like to do more. For me, it's morning exercise. It's written right up here. Every single morning, I need to get up and do this. And the funny thing is, it actually starts from the night before. I think most of us know that. So you're going to have to make sure that you're clear on that. What are you going to be more intentional? If I'm talking about my health, it's make sure that the night before, I don't have more than a glass of wine or a scotch, because I won't get up the next morning. And y'all know this too. And the authentic me is thinner, in shape, and works out every day. That's who I really am. Everything I have to do has to work that way. Stop doing. Okay, this one gets most attention. Everybody is more critical as a whole. It's easier to be critical of what you're doing than supportive. Can you imagine a whole day with no critical self-talk? So, oh my God, I'm no good at this. Oh, this isn't going to work. Can anybody here imagine going through an entire day where all you had was positive thoughts in your mind, where if a negative thought came in, you immediately replaced it with something positive? Perhaps it was the vision of walking across the street. You need to know what you need to stop doing. And I would have everybody challenge themselves. Stop talking poorly to yourself. That's somewhere in here, and it's probably in health. It's definitely in business. I can't do it. All right. Sorry, I went off on a rant. The start doing is the basis to your goals. This is some of the actions you're going to have to be taking towards your goals. Now, we'll set goals next week because that's the whole focus. You have the potential for anything you put your mind to. Looking around here in this room, looking around at the people that are on this call right now, I want to challenge anybody to tell me this isn't true. If I gave you $5,000 a day, could you get on the phone and dial and talk to at least 10 people, do 8 hours of prospecting this day where you were absolutely on point? Because if you weren't high energy through all of it, You get 10-minute breaks to charge yourself up, but $5,000 you needed to succeed, guaranteed, or you wouldn't get the 5,000. Is there anybody here who thinks they couldn't do that for one day? Good. Here's a little secret. Most people in the 9-to-5 world work less than 3.5 hours a day. They did a survey on this. They studied it. Most people work less than 3.5 hours a day. Do you want to know the secret to being the most amazing real estate agent in the entire world? Now I'm back to business. Work 3 hours a day from 9 until noon and actually work. I said $5,000 for one day of 8 hours. The truth is, if you work 3 hours or even 2.5 hours a day, you're going to get that $5,000. No, it's not going to come right now, but it'll come down the road. What I'm implying to you is that it doesn't take as much as you think, but it does. It's going to take some focus. You got to know what you're doing. Again, that's part of the goal setting. All right. This is the beginning of 2022. If you'll invest the time in you and start believing you are what you know you are, you're going to be incredibly successful. This page right here, if you take the energy that I hope you have, if you take the positiveness from here, and always be transparent, it's going to be real easy to find the things you need to stop doing, and start writing this down just as an exercise for yourself. If you're really brave, share it with somebody you love. And if they say anything negative, get it out of your head. It's not true. Remember, your mind is much more powerful than you give it credit for. Your subconscious is even more powerful than your active conscious mind. I believe that. The talk you have inside your head, between your ears, this is right out of The Godfather DeFalco. This is what determines what goes on. Find somebody who's not very successful or who's having some struggles. I'll tell you that they're probably talking to themselves in a negative fashion. They're telling them what they can't do and what they shouldn't do and how bad things are. That's not what we need. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this world right now. We all know that, but that doesn't affect you immediately, instantly, this minute. What you think does. I hope this gives you some clarity on who you are, on your idea of who you're going to be, what the perfect you is, the you are becoming, because you are in evolution of it. There was a quote that I put on somewhere. I'm going to misquote it, but it goes something like this. You cannot go back to start and change where you've been, but you can start right now and change where you're going. You can't go back to start and change where you've been. You can start right now and change where you're going. Think about it from this perspective. Every single one of you has lessons that are invaluable. Some of us know very clearly what doesn't work, and that's a gift. And some of us are going to find out very soon what doesn't work, and that's an amazing gift. Because if it doesn't work, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. This didn't work. I failed at this. That's a bad conversation. This didn't work. I learned what doesn't work for me, and I'm going to try something different, because the real me, the person I'm becoming, they don't quit. I'll put this out. For all of you that know me, this is for my health goals. I'm having both knees replaced in December and in February. That's just going to, oh crap. Yeah, I think I scheduled that around the calls. So I'm having both knees replaced over the course of the time, I have to get down to the weight of 197.5 pounds. It's right up there on my vision board. I see it all the time. We will have 2,000 people in the GPS group. The reason we will is because this is where we help each other get better. And I want that to be infectious and contagious. I want everybody to have the opportunity to help somebody improve their business, their life, and hopefully their social well-being. The fact that they're involved in a group of people. Look at you guys. You guys are freaking awesome. I want that deeply. And it's going to happen. I will not sleep well until it does. My faith is probably something I need to work on. It's actually something I need to work on. And I need to be more intentional. I need to start doing some things. I wrote that down on my personal one. And the most important thing to me, quite honestly, at this point is my family. I have to make that my number one priority, because that's my rock. I'm here around them all the time. That's the place I need to really, that's got a big star next to it on my personal sheet. This is going to help me in my goals, because while I'm going to be teaching these classes over the next 7 months or the next 7 weeks, and all kidding aside, the one on the day after Thanksgiving is the best class I'll teach. Okay. I make the most amazing Thanksgiving Day sandwich. So y'all stick around for that one. We'll record that for us too. This is planning my business too. This isn't just for you. This is for me. I know where I need to be, and this is a big part of it. So thank you for allowing me into your day in the morning for doing this, because it's just incredible. All right. Let me go through some of the notes that we've had for chatting, and then we've got what's to come. I want to talk about the different classes, and I've got a sneak peek for everybody. Your homework, should you choose to do it, and I hope you do, because it's all about you. The most important topic in the world right now is you. Is find out what you need to keep doing, what you need to be more intentional of, what you need to stop doing, because it's a great lesson that we've learned, and what you need to start doing, because it's going to lead to goals. That's what we're going to cover next week. Let me read these real quick, and then I'll go through the rest of what we got coming up. Hopefully, excellent. I love it, Sasha. Thank you for sharing that. Think about the attitude you're going to have. Oh, wow. Mateo the Extraordinary, which is probably the best screen name ever. Love that. I want to read this because it's so good. Also at night, I think about the attitude you are going to have the next morning. If you said, I'm going to have a tired tomorrow, probably are. You're absolutely right. Have a part. And if you're going to wake up with energy and determination and stuff like that, you absolutely will. What you think about becomes a reality for you. All of us. Now, this is not getting metaphysical or, the spiritual realm, but what you think about, you attract. And it's not just like I'm this magnet and I pull it in. That's sure. Okay. I truly believe that that's the case. You can actually bring things to you. You set out waves to do that. But think about this. If you're going to buy a Ford truck, all of a sudden you start seeing them everywhere. What you think you're going to be, what you know you're going to be, is going to open up your mind and your subconscious mind to opportunities that might have been hidden from you or overlooked. Human beings as a whole are extremely focused. We focus on where we're going. And think about this. Your mind blocks out other things. When you're driving down the road, you focus on what's in front of you. You don't realize that a Tyrannosaurus Rex just walked by you. Literally, people will miss that. It's happened. They've done experiments with this. But if you're thinking T-Rex, your mind will go T-Rex. You'll be like, oh, there it is. If you're thinking Ford truck, you're going to see a Ford truck a lot more. That's because your subconscious mind knows what your priorities are and starts bringing things to you that will help support the end game, your goal, who you really are. Don't lose sight of that. It's very important. Next week, we're going to take what we've got here and we're going to focus on goal setting. Next week is about goal setting. So be aware. I do want you all, if you would, take the time. Tiffany, would you do me a favor? Can we drop this into Joe or Tiffany, either one? Let's drop this into My Morning Mindset into the documents as well, just in case, so people have it. I think that'll be a big thing. And now I got to read something from Claire. Feelings happen, good, bad, or indifferent. However, our actions and reactions are what, oh God, love you, Claire. That's awesome. Our actions and reactions are what our actions and reactions are what direct reflection of our direct reflection of our core value. When we continue to move towards a true servant leadership role, we are more impactful, and we can share the love that others have shared with us. You must give away to get it. I love it. You must give to get. That is it. So this is almost the golden rule. If you come from contribution, if you come from sharing and loving others, you will get what you give. If you come from love and compassion, you will get love and compassion. If you come from fear and suspect, you have to be careful of those thoughts that you're allowing to run through your mind, because you're going to look for suspicious things in people, and you'll tend to be more. That's a negative emotion. Think of a big barometer of emotions. You've got love at the very top, and you've got like hate at the bottom. You want to make sure you're focusing on the positive emotions that go through your mind. You're going to run across things that are negative, but you control what stays in your mind. You cannot control. This is a priest said this to me, and I love it. He goes, you cannot control the first thing that comes into your mind, but you can control your actions from there forward. Think about that. I can't control an environment that is forced upon me, but I can control how I react to the environment, how I interpret that environment, and what I choose to do with that environment. And that is everything. If something bad happens that is perceived to be bad, maybe it's something that's really good, so we know never to do that again. An immediate example. If you're spending Halloween giving out candy and drinking wine and tequila, and the next day you wake up and you feel really bad, that's not a bad thing. Never mix wine and tequila. There's your lesson. That's a win. That was a really bad example. And we didn't actually mix wine and tequila. I had tequila and so did my wife had that. But both of us woke up and go, what? That was just we were going to end it tomorrow. This Monday was not an enjoyable day, except for the fact that I learned I should not do that because it impacts my morning. That's just me being very transparent. Probably more than that. Let's see. What do we do with that? What do we do with the sheet? Okay, that's a good question. I want you to write down on this part of it right here. Well, let's share it. It's easier this way. Somebody asked, what do we do with the sheet? So in business, what are you doing that you need to keep doing? 1 or 2 thoughts is great. You can go more if you want to. What are you doing in business that needs to be more intentional? Where are you probably going half energy into it? I really want to make sure that I'm talking to my database. Because that's my big passion. I'm talking to my database every day. And I sometimes forget to do it. Maybe I need to be more intentional in my database. What do I need to stop doing? Well, for me, during the scheduled times, I need to stop looking at boats. Okay, that's just transparent. That's what I put down there. Stop looking at boats and focus on what I should be doing. And what I need to start doing is I need to start doing micro parties. This is my business right here. That's what I wrote. Okay, that's what I want you to do. I want you to put in there what you need to keep doing, what more intentional, what you need to stop doing, which isn't supporting your ultimate objective of who you are. If it's family and relationships, it's stop working late. Your call. It's whatever you want. I ask God. Thank you, Gary, for putting that in there. I'm not going to open that one up at this point. I bought my car and now see. Yeah. Mateo, you're absolutely right. You get your car, you see everything. Look at that. Tony DeFalco's on the call. He probably is still walking. He started at 5 a.m. And you know what? His quote this morning, I read it and I thought it was brilliant. He put in there, he goes, my bed was much better, but it wasn't, and I'm paraphrasing, but it didn't support my ultimate objective and my goal and who I really think I am. So let's see what he wrote. Take the time during the holidays to build your list of the people who you want to pay attention to so they become a referral source. The top 50 are the most important. That's so brilliant. I am going to copy and steal that and put it into my personal notes. Thank you, Tony. I love that one. Wow. You guys have no idea how incredibly cool you all are. I love that you're here and actually listening to me ramble on about this. And we're still keeping some people. All right. My morning mindset under daily download. That's right. Need to be respectful of my schedule. Liz, God bless you. Yes, you do. Folks, there are apps in here. We talk about this and I'll cover it some more. There are apps in here where you can actually schedule your time off. If you have a new iPhone, there's a thing where it says it's called Focus and you can do that. I'm sure they have it on the Android as well. If you're spending an hour, you have a time block of an hour working on anything. Here's a better example. Let's say you've got an hour and during that time, you're going to read whatever it is you read that is faith-based. And that is an important part of your life. It can be anything from the Bible to the Quran. It's up to you. It's your personal choice. But nobody should be interrupting that time because that is who you are. That's part of your foundational self. And if you're faith-based, that's something you're not willing to compromise. So no phones, no interruptions, no computers, because you'll lose your focus. Here's a little secret. Most of us are going to find that going 5 minutes with intense focus is extremely challenging right now. You have so much coming in from every part of your world. Ding, there's a new message. Ding, there's a new email. Oh my God, that's a video. TikTok just sent me something, gave me a notification. And we start losing that. Imagine 15 minutes of sheer focus or an hour. Remember that $5,000 I was talking about? You'd have to push hard to focus for 8 hours on anything. Even 1 hour right now is challenging. And it's going to take practice. But here's the beautiful part. The best part about being who we are is that as people, as human beings, we have muscle memory. I ride 4.7 miles to the gym every day. I work out for 30 minutes. Well, almost every day. I work out for 30 minutes and I ride 4.7 miles back. It took me 33 minutes to ride 4.7 miles the first time I do it. I can do it in under 17 minutes right now. because of muscle memory. At first, it wasn't possible. There's no way I could do that. There's no way you can focus for an hour. All right, then give it 15 minutes, then give it 20, then give it 30. But imagine what would happen, all of you. Imagine what would happen if you were authentic to yourself, who you really are, what we just spoke of. And you gave 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day, 2 hours a day, intense focus towards that particular goal. I'm talking only business at this point. What does that do to your business? It changes your entire world. If you gave, let's say, an hour a day, all of you pay close attention. For anybody that says, holy crap, that would change my world, raise a hand that I could see you. If you spend an hour a day intensely focused on improving your relationship with your significant other, would that dramatically change your relationship with your significant other? For me, it would. No, that doesn't mean that we don't have a great relationship, but imagine that focus. I'm not implying you do that right now, because if you guys get a relationship that's so amazing, I'm going to lose all of you as business partners because you won't give a damn about business anymore. Debbie, you got something you want to add, my friend? Or are you just raising your hand to say yes? Raising your hand. Cool. Just checking. All right. Awesome. All right. Sorry, I went off on a rant. Tony, you got me started on that. I blame you always, but that's because I love you, man. Let's see. I need to be respected. Yes, you do. My schedule, read this. Hey, George, there are 2 different versions of maximum achievement. Which one are you listening to? Claire, good question. Hold on.
There's a 1 hour
This
one
one.
and a 13-hour one.
13-hour one for sure. 13
Okay.
hours. Holy cow. Section or chapter 4 or section 4. Wow, it's actually chapter 6, but it's section 4. Really good. I go through this thing. It's a great book. By the way, Tiffany, remind me on this book section. Got to have it. I forgot that. Just shoot me a text on it if you would, so I don't forget it. All right. So next week, we're going to hit goal setting. The following week, choosing your lead generation platform. Now, what we're going to do is we're committing to mastery in 2, maybe 3. So we're going to cover a lot of different ones. I want you guys to have your goals set and then say, okay, what's going to support my goals? What's going to get me to where I want to go? Now, of course, I'm focusing on business. I would challenge you to do this in your personal life, your however you choose to. But that's what we're going to focus on. And then from there, Debbie Latuga is going to do a coaching call for us the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And as I said, probably the most important class is Friday after Thanksgiving. I'll do a special 9 a.m. Zoom call on making the perfect turkey sandwich. I'll expect every one of you to be present for that call because it's the best call there is. And all you need is turkey, sweet potatoes. I'm not going to tell you the rest of it. We'll get to it. All right. So be there for that call. The morning miracle. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. The morning after. December 7th, that'll be post-surgery. We're doing a 6-figure business plan using your goals, your lead generation choices. Then we're going to master time management on there as well. Where is that? Oh, that's the next one. Got it. Time management in there, and then kind of build an action plan to what does your business look like. Everybody's going to be doing this themselves, but we want to make sure that we know what 6 figures looks like. And for all of you that are doing a 6-figure business already, double it. I promise you, you can work less hard, spend less effort on your work and work smarter and more purposeful. You'll pick up time and a lot of money. Now, the money is just fun tickets. I stole that from a movie, but think about it. We're not working because money makes us happy, but money allows us the opportunity to do the things we choose to do, whether it's tithing and giving back or time with your family or having really less stress. So the mission is whatever your personal goal is, that's the GPS group, agents helping agents reach their goals. And everybody's got their own. If you want to learn how to build a 6-figure business, we're going to show you. You'll need to have your goals. You'll need to know what lead generation you're going to do. And then we can build a business around that and we can make it successful. If you're already doing it, see a few of you on the call, I know that are already doing that, double it, but cut your time in half. Let's talk about how we can do that too, Karen Leday. Was that out loud? Sorry. All right. On the 14th, database, because everything comes back to it. So we are going to revisit the database. And that's the last one that's really an actionable one. On the 21st, which is the last Tuesday, we're doing this before the break for the Christmas season. We'll be doing gratitude and growth. Now, I would like to give everybody that's still on the call. Well, first off, let's open it up, and then I'm going to give you a sneak peek to something I've been working on for a couple of days now that I think will have an impact on all of us. I'm hoping it will. It'd be a little more user-friendly. Anybody got any feedback, anything they want to add to this for this call? All right. Y'all know what you got to do. Let's get it done. I would like to show you, and this is just for us right now. Let's see, we got 60 somebody still on there. All right. So this is my morning mindset. We got all our cool stuff, and then everything after that is password protected. It's not really public facing. Somebody brought up to me a while ago, Jim Krautkramer's his name. He was looking at it. He goes, it's a pretty basic site. It really doesn't do a lot. So we've been working as a group. There's a couple of us that are helping and a couple that are doing some editorials and commentating on this. This should be rolled out by the end of the week after we get enough people to go through it. This is the new GPS group page. Now in this, you'll notice that it talks a lot about what we are and who we are. We of course have our masterminds, and you'll see that there are some nice testimonials as well as giving classes. Where we're located.
You're
I'm sorry?
sharing your desktop.
Oh, well, never mind. You can't see a thing. Hold on. Thank you. I would have kept doing that and just going on, and you guys would have had no clue what I was talking about. Let's try that. Y'all see this now? Does that work? Thanks. Jonathan, where the hell were you, man? Huh? Seriously? Not even paying attention. The guy's driving. Right. Perfect. So this is my morning mindset. It's pretty basic. This is something we did a couple of years ago. We just wanted to make sure we had a place where we could get in our calls and do that. This is the new and evolved version of it. There is a lot more information on here. It talks more about the GPS group, what we're doing, who we are. So if somebody wants to know a little more about us, about what we stand for, this is a great place to start. We have some great testimonials from some of our partners. If anybody has a testimonial they would like to do, please message me or just put a chat in the box. I'll grab it and call you out. I would love to have a couple more quick testimonials that I can put throughout here. If you have an opinion of the GPS group, if you have something that you're interested, that you feel about it, type it in the chat box. If you'd like to just do a test, like a chat, the testimonial that way, a written testimonial, I'll grab it and capture it before we're done, or Joe and Tiffany will grab and capture it. But if you want to do a live video testimonial like one of these, let me know. I need it. I would love it. Just tell us what you think and how it's impacted you in a positive way. That's the goal. We want others to experience this as well. It all talks about the different states we're in. And of course, there's the daily download. It's now being changed to here. You'll also notice that there's some benefits page to the GPS group, some of the things that we focus on, some of the things that we're experts with. The whole idea to this is to make this a little easier for communicative style for what we do and how we do it. We don't have it just yet. Well, the additional benefits page will be in here. There'll be a page on books, and there is a page. This is really important. This is the entire process from application, filling it out, full instructions on how to fill it out, to the license approval and transfer, to verifying your forwarding email. Everything that you must do to join the GPS group and our particular brokerage is spelled out right here in a step-by-step. This is before anybody gets here. This is the stuff that's confusing when they're like, well, I'm excited. I love this. I want to be part of this. Now what? I don't know. I don't know. Everything is right here for you to help them. This is, you say, listen, let's go to this page. We'll walk through everything together. It's all right here. If you want it in paper form, it's right on here as well. And look at this. Questions when you're doing then the process, you can call the onboarding concierge and it's waiting for you. What happens after that in the onboarding meeting, everything else is explained. There will be a books tab in here. The mission statement for myself, for Tiffany, for Joe, is to make this where it is an actual asset for you, where you can use this and it supports you in your goals of first helping somebody out, because we love to do that, of hopefully growing your business, because we love to do that. And if part of growing your business is growing your businesses, we have an opportunity, that's probably going to show up somewhere on here as well. And it just takes you visioning it. Okay. I need y'all's help. My vision is 2,000 agents in the GPS group. We can do it. And I'll do whatever it takes to make sure we get there.
George, can I say something?
Yeah, Tony, of course, always. Hey, bud.
Hey, guys. So what a great meeting this morning. And George, thank you so much. You know, it's literally been 2 years since we decided to call this GPS. And the reason is GPS is because not only do the leaders in this group help you go where you're going. But when you get offline, we redirect you back, just like a GPS system would do in your car on your phone. You got to utilize your resources, guys. You have plenty of resources in this group. Do not think you have to go out and get more resources. They're there. You have to be more resourceful with the resources you already have. You have to lean on your partners. But what George is sharing now in these meetings about your goals for 2022, if you don't have a well-defined goal, I promise you, whatever plan you create right now in early November will probably be different than the plan you have in June, July, August. But if the goal's not set in stone, when those plans get screwed up, like Mike Tyson says, everyone has a great plan until you get punched in the face. But when you don't have a clear defined goal of what you want, clear defined of numbers of transactions, number of volume, if you're going for the attraction, which you absolutely should, number of agents you want to attract in the company, and you have to reverse engineer, as Mark Rucco said that spoke a year ago to us, know what your goal is, reverse engineer. What does that mean? You know what the numbers are, and now you have to figure out what steps they're going to take to get there, map those out. Guys, I'm down 76 pounds, but I'm 40 from where I really want to be. I'm not there yet. It's working great, but I hit plateaus. Plans change a little bit. I may have to go less carbs that day, whatever it may be. But my goal is to be under 200 pounds by April the 12th, which is, I think, 161 days from now. I got to look exactly. But I know this because I map it every day. I know what that goal is. I'm focused on that goal. It's clear. It's defined. It's not, I want to be in great shape. I want to be at this weight. No, I know weight doesn't matter with everything, but I had to come up with a number to go towards. And I'll tell you what, guys, I've never been in such control as having that clear, defined goal for that weight loss, for that health. The business is the same thing. Believe me, I'm the number one guy that does not follow my goals all year long. And you know what? My production is a third of what it should be. You have the resources, be resourceful, lean on your partners. When you bring a partner into this company, do not try to do it all on your own like you're running a brokerage. Use George, myself, Tom, Fred, Deep. There's hundreds of us, thousands soon to be. And George's goal of 2,000 agents, guys, will not happen unless you guys build wealth yourself by building this as well. This is for us all to build this. And George, I'm thankful you brought this to me. And I'm telling you guys, 2022, I think we'll be at 3,000 agents by the end of next year if we all put our goals on paper, utilize this, and there's nothing like getting an extra paycheck. So, George, I appreciate everything you've done for me and my family. This weight loss wouldn't be there if I didn't have the opportunity of having residual. So thank you and Jackie both.
Oh, it's our pleasure. It is. This is, here's the thing, guys, and I want you to hear this as clearly as I can say it. I own part of my market center. I own part of my brokerage. I was one of the top agents in my entire brokerage. I was Keller Williams. Everybody knew who I was. I had a little bit of celebrity, as it were. I was the top selling agent in this area. And I had an REO account that gave me 6 or 7 transactions a month for free. I gave that up because this was a better model for my life, not just my pocketbook. In fact, it's a better model for my pocketbook as well. Don't misunderstand me. But this is the only business I've seen that has done Amazon and Airbnb. And what I mean by that is they got rid of the middleman. Amazon got rid of Sears, got rid of Macy's, the middleman, and they provide a better service to the consumer. Well, I'm a consumer of a brokerage. Keller Williams is phenomenal. This is better. The middleman's gone. I don't have to go through these baloney things to get what I need. When I need something, I needed something yesterday. You know where I went? I went right in. I got my answer, and 30 seconds later, I'm out. I'm covered. I have more support, more tools, more training, more technology. And in this case, look at this. Look around this. There's 63 of you crazy people still on this call listening to Tony and I rant. You know what I got? I got much more love than I've had anywhere else. I freaking love every morning. And I love every one of you because you guys make a difference. You matter greatly. And my mission is, how can we help you? How can we help you reach your personal goals? How can we all look back in a year from now and go, you remember when you did that call and you just wouldn't shut the hell up? Of course I wouldn't, because I'm passionate about it. And all of a sudden my business has doubled. It's been a year and it was hard, but I doubled my business. You know why? Because I remember putting down what I needed to work on. I remember filling this thing out. I still have it because I put a date in the upper right-hand corner. And I remember saying, you know, I need to stop doing that and start doing that. And I gotta be much more on purpose, much more intentional. And wow, it's been a great year. My business has gone through the roof. And I was scared. I had some really bad days, but I hung out in the after call and the after party, and I'm having these conversations. And I told somebody, God, I don't feel really good about this. This isn't going that way. And they helped me. They helped me get better. They helped me say, get that out of your head. Let's talk about what that was. It was a great lesson in what doesn't work. Let's focus on what does. Do y'all get that these calls are critical, but the after party calls are probably the most important because that's where we can openly share. It's not recorded. That's just us having conversations about what works, what doesn't work. And that's the secret of this. That's the secret of the GPS group. We didn't build it this way. Tony and I sat, this is 2 years ago, 3 years ago, really. We're talking about, say, how can we put together an environment where everybody helps everybody? We didn't plan it. You guys did this. So
Guys,
don't for a second think that we're going to take the credit. This is all you. Thank you for letting us enjoy the ride. Go ahead, Tony.
George, this is for you also, guys. I mean this. I know there's a residual factor of this, and George and I are building a business here. This is for you. George sold almost 1,000 homes in a year. He could go sell houses. I could go sell houses. Guys, this is for you. Obviously, we have a benefit, and you have a benefit as well. I'm going to share this with any of our people in the company. Guys, there's a lot of shiny objects out there, and if you're trying to fix a short-term problem, you may think we have competition. If you're trying to fix a short-term problem that may benefit you 1, 2, 3 months, you may think there's competition. There may be a local brokerage that's going to help you do this or give you a lead. I promise you this. I saw all the platforms. I have researched them all because I recruited for major companies. Tom, same thing, same experience I have. There's not a better platform for 1, 3, 5, 7, 10 years from now. Burn the shits. Don't look for so many outside resources. As Fred says, get into the system, learn how to fly the jet, and enjoy where the jet will take you. And then bring your friends and earn the benefit of bringing your friends in and helping them. Guys, there's not a better place. And George, I would be lying if I said I didn't have self-doubt over the last 36 months. Has anyone in the company, has anyone at GPS caused you more indigestion than me?
It's not indigestion. These are just opportunities where we can help each other. It's opportunities where I can continue to show, and this is for everybody. Think about this. When somebody calls up and they're not feeling great, this is an opportunity for you to show them how important they really are. It's the easiest way to look at it. How can I show them how much they really matter? How can I share with them their value by coming from contribution? And that's what you guys do every single day with each other. And that is invaluable. All right. So I've only got one person that so far that said they will do a video testimonial with me, and I'll call you up and I know who it is. Listen, what I'll do is I'll shoot you a text. We'll find out a good time. It's a real quick 10 or 15 seconds. I'll help coach you through it. So you're going to look great doing it. And it needs to be about what the impact is of this. It basically, think about it this way. Great. Got another one. Appreciate that, big guy. It's what has it done for you? How has the GPS group, as opposed to everything else, how has the GPS group impacted you, your business?